splitting array items into single items and then copying them is awesome. But starting with ES 2018 or ES8, we're also able to do that with an object. And that is very, very powerful, especially as you start working with React. And we're going to imagine that there is a new variable of person, or maybe not new variable in general, just a variable, which is an object. And then, of course, we have a name, and we're going to have some kind of job. So we're going to go job, and the job is going to be developer. Now, I could just copy the values again from the object. Please keep in mind the same how we work with an arrays. I would want to copy these values, not reference it. So it's not like I can say new person and then is equal to person. Because each and every time I'm going to make some kind of changes in the new person, I'm also going to affect the original person object. And that's not the behavior we're looking for. So we're going to go with new person. That is going to be on our object. And it works exactly the same way how we work with an arrays. So we're going to go dot, dot, dot. And that is the syntax. And then whatever object you would want to spread it out. And we're going to go with the person. And you're going to notice that all the properties with the values that the person object had, now the new person has. So let's go with console log, new person. And in the console, of course, I have the name and a John. And at this point, we have two options. If we would want to add a new property, and if it is not on the original object, well, we're just going to create a new property. And we just add a comma. And we're going to go with city. So we're going to go with city. And for the city, we're going to go with Chicago. We're going to save it. And now, of course, if I would console log the person, you're going to see that the person doesn't have the city key with a value of Chicago. However, the new person does. Now, just to emphasize that, let's go with console log. And then in console, we can see that the original had name John and job developer, but the new person has the city key with a value of Chicago. So that would be the case if we're adding a new property. What about if we would want to override that? What about if the new person would be Peter? So the name would be Peter. Well, simply, again, we would add a comma, and then we would look for whatever property we would want to override that. So we're going to go with name, and then we're going to set it equal to Peter. Again, the moment we save it, right now the name is equal to Peter. So if the property is not going to be on the original object, well, you're just going to create one. If the property is already on the original object, you're going to override that. And that's the syntax when we're working with spread operator and with objects. And again, the most important thing is we are not referencing the objects anymore. So if we are creating something new on our new object, it's not going to affect the original one. So we're not going to be mutating the original object.